is your favorite real-time trainer here. I'm here with Ekmek, the boxer, who is standing in for Obi, the boxer pity mix. Obi's gone home, but I promised his parents I would give a video of how to start getting him over his noise sensitivity. So, Obi is afraid of things like the beeping on the phone when a text sends or comes in, or thunder, or basically if it's noise, he's afraid of it. Now, we tried all sorts of different things on him, and none of them worked. And I had to actually do some research and pull out some of my old reference material and figure out what are some other things we can try. So one of the things that I read about that I thought, with Obi that might work, was that rather than simply desensitize, where you make the noise at a very low level and then you reward the dog, instead of doing that, if you actually give the dog a task, that sometimes that can really get their mind off what they heard and they're able to move forward. Now, the first thing I want to point out is that if I make a noise, and I'm going to bring Ekmek closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Come here, Eki. Eki, come. Ekmek. Ekmek, come here. Goober. Oh, well, okay, he comes to Goober. Hi. That's because that's what I've been calling you all week, huh? Because you are the Goober. So, if I make this noise, and in fact, he doesn't like it, so this is perfect. If I get a reaction like I just got from him, here, buddy, then it means I made the noise way, way, way too loudly. I want to see no reaction. I want to make this noise so quietly that I don't even get them picking up their ears. If I see that, I know I need to turn the noise down, right? So, now, Ekmek. Now, the other thing I'm going to do, which I certainly advise anybody with a fearful dog to do, especially if you are not a dog trainer and you're trying this for the first time, because you will screw up. I'm going to screw up, and I am a dog trainer. I'm going to go get a leash for Ekmek so that he can't wander way far away. Eki, I know I've got your leash. Isn't that fun? Oh, God, but I've got the scary noisy thing, too. What are you going to do? Now, I've just got his little, in fact, I'll put his leash on properly. He has a little noosey leash. Come here. What are you doing, silly boy? Come here. He thinks I'm about to give him pills. Come on. I know, it's just chicken and your leash. There you go. That's probably, in fact, what he thinks my keys are. My keys are what I'm using to make noise. There. Okay, now you can't go anywhere. So normally I would just, clip a leash on the collar. You don't have to get their entire walking rig out like you would normally. We are just using it to make sure that he can't run away and hide in a corner, especially if I mess it up and he wants to run away and hide in a corner. I want to bring him back so that we can work through it. Now, the task I'm going to give Ekmek is to sit, which he does very well. Right? Whether he is laying down or whether he is standing up, I'm going to ask him to sit. If he doesn't, and if I've screwed up and I've made the noise too loud and he is therefore scared, he is not going to sit. So if he doesn't sit, I'm going to guide him into that. I'm going to probably lift up on his leash and push. I'm going to lift up and back on his leash and push down and in on his hips. I'm just trying to get him to go from this position to this position. You can see my front end lifts up, back hind end sort of comes down into a sit. All right? Are you ready, Ekmek? If he's laying down, I'm going to scoop under his chest and lift him up. This is going to look really awkward because I've injured this hand, so there might be some oddness here. Eki. Okay, so first, my noise. I don't want him to notice the noise, or rather, from a human perspective, it should not look like he noticed that noise. Trust me, he did. There, he looked at it, so I made it way too loud. Now, rather than just reward him, I'm going to ask him to sit. Ekmek, sit. And he didn't, which I also expected, so I'm just going to, yep. Most dogs come up pretty easily if you just push up on their chest, because it's so odd. They're kind of like, what are you doing? He laid back down. I don't care. I could also say, Ekmek, go to bed. Now, I'm going to change this slightly, because as I do this, I'm realizing I'm going to have to cue him every time there's a noise, and I might not hear the noise that he's scared of. So I need the noise itself to be the cue. So, noise, up into a sit. Come on. There you go. And reward. Good. Now I'm using something he already knows. He already knows how to sit, right? I could go to bed and I would pretty much do it the same way. In fact, maybe I will. Now he's looking at the keys. If you've been doing this with your dog and when you go to touch them, they're looking at the keys like he is and you know they're really afraid, you're doing it too much. That was too much. His ears popped up. Ecky, that's okay. If I messed it up, I'm still just going to follow through. With a dog like Obi, where he is so scared, you want to start, if you're using your phone, turn it all the way down. And rather than, no, you don't want these treats? Ekmek is kind of picky about his treats anyway. Okay. Rather than go down until he's not noticing it, start all the way at the bottom. Do it on silent, turn it up by 1, do it then, and then keep turning it up. If he starts to be like, I don't think I want to take these treats, or he's getting a little antsy, even if it doesn't seem to be related to the noise, you're too high. Turn it down a couple of notches, at least, until he calms down and can work through it. Because of human error, I would say do this a max of 10 times. 10 times gives you enough to be like, ooh, I did it too loud, I need to turn it down, and then do it several times more so that he ends on a good note. If you do it 10 times and your dog is a quivering mess, then A, you need to do it significantly fewer times and significantly quieter. And B, take them out, take them for a walk. Even if all you've done is walk out the front door onto the porch, turned around, and came back in. It just gets their mind off the scary thing. A dog like Obi specifically is probably going to need a little more of a walk than that. But if you go down and let him sniff the outside world and ask him to sit and lay down and sit, give him treats each time, and then bring him back in, that's probably enough. And it's only going to take you a couple of minutes. Ekmek. What? Ekmek is very treat picky. He's actually not super scared of this noise. He notices it enough. But I happen to know that Ekmek is exhausted right now and not overly interested in treats at the best of times, and he doesn't like that I made him sit. Oh, he had to move out of his bed. So I'm not worried about it. But if I didn't know him and he was acting like this, I'd be like, uh-oh, we need to go out the door, walk down the steps, sit, down, sit, treats, come back in, change the entire thing. So there you go. Do it no more than 10 times. 5 is even better. If you realize that you pushed too hard, go for the mini walk, getting his mind off of everything, and do it again. You can do it up to 3 times a day, but not more than that. And not more than, if you're going to do it 3 times a day, stop at 5. Right? You got this. What do you think, Ecky? Oh, it's like just so terrible. Yeah. Thank you so much. Am I forgiven? Oh, good. Oh, good. Yes. Now you want them? Yeah.